Hi everybody, Tyler Warden here for a mini episode here. Shouldn't be more than 2 minutes or so, but this one's simply nationalism is not the issue. The left is really hilarious right now because they think nationalism is evil somehow, that it's like racist by nature or something, and it's not. Nationalism is the only thing that keeps the world at peace with each other because nationalism protects interests of small groups. So if you know anything about libertarianism, I'm a libertarian, hardcore, but if you know anything about people that support small government, or like me, who I also am a stark minarchist, not a monarchist, a minarchist, someone who believes in small government, the smallest segment of government possible, you'll know that the reason why is because the smallest minority is always a minority of one. And to protect the interests of the smallest groups possible is the best way to protect everybody in the world is happy. So in other words, having nation states is how you make people happy. And if you want people to be happy, then you're going to give them a local government. That's why we still have towns and cities. And, you know, although a mayor doesn't have much power in America these days, they should, in my book. In a minarchy, mayors would have the ability to basically make a small mini government shaped in a way of their choosing. However, the federal government would still need to get a small amount of taxes from them just to support the military so that they can protect the sovereignty of the country. Now, anyone that believes in anarchy, sorry, you're just full of it. It's impossible because as soon as you're in anarchy, you'll become a slave. You will be a slave in no time. Your country will be overtaken by some other country that just wants your land and your resources, and you'll be working for them. And since you've been overtaken, you're not going to have the same rights as their citizens because their citizens actually helped that country accomplish that. So their nationalism that made them believe in overtaking some other group of people is what made their country greater than yours. So nationalism's required. Anyone that believes in anarchy, I'm sorry guys, but you're a fool, because yes, anarchy can work through business contracts and such, but actually protecting your country, you're fools. Just stop pretending. Please, if you're intelligent enough to know that anarchy is a smart way to let people be happy, because they'll be able to basically dictate their own wealth and where they go in life and have the freedom to do what they want, yeah, that's all nice and great, but none of those people are going to have any freedom if you can't defend them. So unless you can find out a way to make anarchists enslave themselves to a small government just for when they need to go to war, that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't think that'll ever work. So you have to have a minarchy, basically a constitutional republic like the US has, but the Constitution would have even more power. There's things that the founding fathers did not think of because of technology and how far it's advanced that were left out. And that's disappointing, but if I could found a new country, I would basically just add to the US Constitution and basically mandate that government can't get to certain sizes, cannot make up certain percentages of individuals versus the general population. Like, it can't grow larger than 2% the size of the actual country, for example. That's just one example I just took out of nowhere. And 2% of the general population, just so you know, that's huge. When you have millions and millions of people in your country, 2% is, tens of thousands of people. Anyway, so nationalism is not the enemy. Nationalism is what keeps a country together, and it's what protects that country's rights to exist. It's what protects all of those people from being overthrown by foreign power, and it's what makes people happy because they have a group that they identify with and that they can get along with, and that they've basically shared culture with, because the culture of that country will be similar, because fads are a real thing. They've happened throughout all countries and times and places on this planet, and that dictates culture a lot of the time. So You know, probably enough said, but just in closing, nationalism is not a problem. It is something that you must have. So like my ideal government is a nationalist monarchy. And the only reason you have to call it a nationalist is because you have to protect the people living there. Otherwise, you don't have a government at all. And you got to be willing to do that. Anyways, guys, that's about it for this video. Hopefully this makes sense. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Destination Truth out.